All right, good morning, everybody. It's Brad from the Chamber here, and with me this morning is Bernie Kyne. How are you this morning, Bernie?
Well, thank you.
Excellent, considering the current conditions. Look, Bernie's joined us today because we're going to have a bit of a chat about people with mortgages and what's going on and some good advice about how to get them through. So we're going to take some notes as we're going along here this morning as well. So, Bernie, the first question we had was, what's some of the feedback you've been getting from your clients in the last week or so and how things are going out there?
Yeah, in the last week or so, I've contacted many of my clients just to make sure they're okay. And the feedback I've been getting has been reasonably positive at this stage. Mm-hmm. Not too many of them have lost their jobs. There's some that have. Mm-hmm. But overall, the feedback is quite positive. But even so, I'm giving them some advice to consider over the next few weeks and next few months as things go on, because it's a very dynamic situation and we don't know what's going to happen in a month's time.
Yep. Okay. So now if someone has a mortgage at this point, what are some of the things that they need to be thinking about? We're going to take some notes as we go along here on the screen. So what do they need to be thinking about?
Okay. I think the first thing they need to do is actually assess their situation, right? If you've got the mortgage, if it's an owner-occupied mortgage, you've got the bills and things like that associated with the rates and water and things. Assess the mortgage, assess any other debts you've got, car loans, credit cards and things like that. And to work out how they're going to cover that, or if it's going to be able to be covered with a reduction in income. If not, and in many cases, if you do it realistically, it won't be. So therefore, probably the first thing to do is to call your lender. Now that could be your mortgage lender, it could be your credit card lender, your car loan lender, and ask to speak to the hardship department. Don't just speak to the call centre and tell them your problems. You need to speak to the hardship department. Have the authority to make some changes to your mortgage over the short term. Whereas the person at the call centre doesn't.
Yep. Okay. Excellent. I didn't realise that. So that's exactly why we're doing these, so that people can get straight to the point and get some traction with what's going on. Okay. Anything else at the moment they need to? So they're going to have a look at their current situation with money coming in, bills and debts. Look at some different situations. If you lose one of the incomes and just see where you're at the moment. Mm-hmm. And then if they need to, they can be calling their lender and ask to speak to the hardship department. And do this sooner rather than later, Bernie?
Better if you can see a reduction in income coming, or you've already had an income reduction, and this is whether it's self-employed or whether on salary or wage. Mm-hmm. If you can see it coming, then it's better to do it sooner rather than later.
Okay.
Most lenders are offering a call it a mortgage holiday. For 3 months and then reviewed at the end of 3 months, and it will be extended for another 3 months after that. That's as far as they're going at the moment. Obviously, they're hoping that this will be all over by 6 months' time. Mm-hmm. But that's, once again, this will be a moving space if the crisis goes for more than 6 months as such.
Yep.
Will come on board.
All right.
And also, councils have arrangements for rate payments, water.
Okay.
Your water bills.
Yep.
And your other lenders will, the car loan and the credit cards will, they'll all have some arrangements. It probably won't be the 6 months holiday, but there'll be some assistance they can provide.
Okay. At the moment, most of them are offering at least by 3 months at this point.
Yes.
And you get that through going through the hardship department.
By going directly to the hardship department.
Yep.
Okay. I've got a list of the telephone numbers and contacts of all the lenders I deal with.
Yep.
Their email and their right telephone number to call. So
if people to give you a call if they need to. Mm-hmm. You're on the chamber website list with all of your numbers and so forth. So they can reach out and you can help them with that. Excellent. How have the banks been? They've been pretty good from what you're saying. They're not sort of playing silly buggers or anything. They've been okay.
Yeah, generally they've been pretty good. They still want to and still need to lend to keep their business. they're being a little pedantic about any casual workers, because they see if there's a downturn really comes, the casuals will be first to go.
Mm-hmm.
And they're reluctant to lend to anyone in the entertainment, travel, restaurant type business at this stage.
Okay.
So that makes it hard for them, but for others that have more secure positions or more secure businesses, still willing to lend.
Okay.
Yep. Tougher, but they are still willing to lend.
Okay. All right. Good. And just to sort of close out, if there's any other tips or anything in there that, maybe people need to watch out for regarding their mortgage, and we are going to have a talk to Carolyn Mose in terms of your home spending and the rest of that in one of these videos in the next few days. So keep an eye out for that. But is there anything else that we need to sort of maybe cover off, Bernie?
I've covered most of it. The hardship department is probably the most critical one.
Yep.
The other one is that there will be an announcement today by the government about the rent that renting are paying.
Yep.
And that potentially affects anyone with an investment property.
Yep.
So I don't know what that announcement's going to be at this stage, but keep an eye on the news today. They're talking about an increased subsidy for rent, or not for everyone, obviously, but for some people. Help them out to continue to pay the rent on their property.
Okay. Yeah.
That's something that's coming through.
Yep. And that's obviously, there has to be demonstrated hardship as well. It's not an opportunity for people to go out there and just, not pay rent because of the situation based on it might be bad. There has to be genuine hardship, I would imagine.
Yeah. As an example, I was talking to a real estate agent earlier this morning, and she's had a lot of inquiries from people who are actually on the Centrelink payments now. They're 100% on Centrelink. That's their income. They've been asking for a reduction in the rent or a suspension of the rent.
Okay.
Their situation's actually not changing and possibly will improve.
Yeah.
They're not necessarily in hardship.
Yeah.
Really, if there is a problem with someone paying the rent, the best thing to do is to call the real estate agent, and they'll have a chat with them, have a chat with the landlord, etc. But we've also got to be realistic as well.
Yeah, that's a good point. Very, very good point. So,
and probably the last thing is that for those that are still in secure positions or their business is still going quite well, there are some really incredible fixed interest rates around at the moment.
Yep.
The lenders are putting a 2-year fixed rate at 2.19% or 2.29%, which is a crazy rate. So I've had quite a few clients that are contacting me because they want to take advantage of that rate. Variable rates are still in the high 2s and the low 3s as such, but those fixed rates have actually really dropped.
So what were those figures again? So 2.19
is the lowest I've got so far. The next one is 2.29.
2.19 to 2.29. Okay, and they're fixed for 2 years.
And they're fixed for 2 years, yes.
Geez, that's actually, if you can, that's a really good opportunity, isn't it?
It is, because there's some people out there still paying 4%. So
refinancing.
Yeah, so it is a good opportunity.
Yeah, because that's like if you're looking at a $100,000 loan, that's half the interest that you're paying. Over the next couple of years, that's a lot of money that goes back.
That's a lot of money in a time where things are tightening up. So
yeah, and particularly, my main message is for a lot of these people is as we come out of the back end of this, you got to be thinking about that now. So how else can you be looking to get extra cash to take advantage of the opportunities at the back end of this? So
yeah, and that's not government help. That's not getting any assistance from somewhere. That's the lenders are dropping the rates. I can't really say why.
Yep.
But
that's cool. The opportunity. Yep. Excellent, Bernie. Well, listen, I think that's been very valuable. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff in there that I didn't realise. So hopefully there's a bunch of ideas in there for everybody else out there as well to take advantage of this. And if people want to get in touch with you, your details, are on our website. They can go to that site there and get the details and get in touch with you. But mate, listen, thank you very much. Short notice to sort of pull something like this together. Yeah, if we need to, we'd be okay. We'll get you back again in a couple of weeks or whatever, just to sort of give people an update on what's going on with mortgages too.
Okay, that'd be great. I appreciate it.
Fantastic, mate. Well, enjoy the rest of your day, and thanks again, and hope this has been valuable for everyone. Put your comments and everything down below. If there's things that we've missed that you'd like to find out about, then please let us know. All right, mate. Bye for now.
Thanks, Brad.